That's what I said. God.
That's what I look. What the?
God. I was waiting, bro. Your face, dude. You're just like, Te van a clipear, güey.
Chivato. Dude, why you're not on my close friends anymore, bro. What's up, you guys?
What's up, you guys?
Welcome back to after a long break.
For real? It's 2 weeks?
Yeah. She saw me went to Mexico. No, you didn't. I don't know, bro. You're always somewhere. Siempre te vas.
So he went to Mexico. He went to the moon. Came back.
No, you went to Utah. That's
I
right.
went to Utah. Yeah. Yeah, we were gone for the last 3 weeks, so I had shit to do. I had moves to make.
Had to buy a car.
Yeah, that's one of them. But yeah, it was well, that wasn't the plan. Like when we announced, all right, well, we're gonna take a little break for the next 2 weeks and stuff like that. I didn't have the plan to go yet. It was literally, oh yeah, you know what? On Monday, the day that we were recording, that's when I had talked to the guy. Like I had just texted him, and the guy sent me a message, and the guy was like, "Here are the pictures of the car." And I couldn't text him back because we were doing this. So like it wasn't until the next day where I told him, like, hey, like I can talk to you on Wednesday if that's cool. And he's like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, sure. So then we made the deal on Wednesday night, like over the phone. So like I didn't have the plan. It came up like literally like it materialized in a week because I saw it that Monday, and by the next Monday I was in Utah. Yeah, like it happened like this, bro.
Lo que es tener dinero.
No. I knew I wanted to get that car, and I just knew that I wanted to get it at the right deal, and it had to be at the right time, and it all just lined up. So I was like, that's the kind of person I am, bro. Like if I know that I want something, I'm gonna go for it. I've done that my whole life. Like if I know that I want something, like it could be anything. Like I like have my mind set on it. I don't know if you understand, but like once I have my mind set on it, like I can't not do it. So then I just kind of like work whatever I need to do to get towards that. So like that was one of them. Like I was like, I'm gonna sell the Miata and I'm gonna buy that car. Except I bought the car first and then I sold the Miata. Yeah, that's another thing I did over the break. I sold the Miata. It was a sad situation because I mean, it was a car that I really wanted to get for the longest time too, and I drove it around, and it taught me how to drive a stick. I had never driven a stick before. Yeah, you were there. Yeah. You were there when I was like, yeah, literally,
scared
was
for
like
my
that.
life.
Yeah, but did you die?
There were some times where.
Okay, you didn't fucking die. No, I was good. I drove it and I learned how to drive stick, and I got used to it. But I knew I wanted a different car, and that was the car. It was a Toyota GR86.
86?
86.
Damn. Yeah. What does the GR mean?
Gazoo Racing.
And the 86?
There was 86 of them. I don't fucking know. I really don't know.
Yeah, you do. You said there were like 800 of them, no?
No. Oh, yeah, that's true. There's so that car is limited to 860 units. So.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, but that's not the reason why.
Oh.
They have more 86s. But that specific model is only 860 produced in the US. So like it was very hard to find. It was like the first time that I really like felt like I was like hunting a specific car, like because for its rarity and stuff like that. But I was able to find it. It was just in Utah, and I had to like
back.
Yeah. And since I flew to Utah, I got there, and then I was just like, okay, like hopefully this works out. If not, I'm gonna have, because I bought a one-way ticket like there. Like I was just like, if the deal makes sense and everything, like over the phone, like we already did, if it all makes sense, then chingon, me voy. And then so I went there. It took a couple of hours. Like, 'cause you've been at a dealership before, like you know, like el papeleo, and they talk to you, they get you coffee and shit. It was funny too because it was once they saw I was committed to buying the car, like pinches nice as fuck, bro. They're just like, you want a water? You want anything?
Sí.
Like, ya saben,
la mamá ni todo.
Sí. What? What? Could have gotten that? No, my wife was there.
That's why.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, and then so it was a one way, and after I bought the car, brand new. It wasn't brand new. It had 5,000 miles on it because that car is kind of rare, so they were all bought up already. And then I drove through the night to the state of Utah, and then into Colorado. And then I ended up in New Mexico, and I was kind of tired. I mean, first time driving this car, and it's stick, you know. So like I had to like figure it out on the way. No, it was funny too because like it took me a little bit to get used to. I mean, I'm still getting used to like the clutch and everything. It's a different clutch. But yeah, just driving through like the middle of nowhere in Utah, and like there's mountains, and in the background you can see like snowy peaks. So it was cool. It was cool. That car was made for like all these hills and shit like that. So I got to drive it like in those conditions. It's kind of cool. And
you drifted it.
And I spent the night in some random town in New Mexico, like 2 hours outside of Albuquerque.
That's kind of scary, bro.
A little bit, but I mean, my wife was with me, so I was all good. You know, like
what you gonna do, bro?
She's gonna fucking.
You see a
box
skinwalker,
anybody.
bro? Like,
huh?
You see like a skinwalker, bro? You're like,
no,
like do something.
Yeah, the scary part was that like once it got dark, like it's not. I mean, we're city boys. Like we live in Fort Worth. You know, here putas luces everywhere and shit. Out there, like it's pitch black and it's just like a road.
Oh, did the sky look badass or what?
Yeah, but once the sun goes down, you don't see shit, you know, and it's scary too because there's a bunch of different elevations. So like you could tell you're like on a hillside or like a canyon side, and you can see like a weird shadow. So you know like you're high, but you like don't know. So it gives you this weird feeling of like mo matar, you know, like because it's just like you're seeing, you're like, just look forward, you know. So that was the only thing that was kind of like trippy about that. Next day, you know, we got some sleep in. And drove through Albuquerque, and I already know that road since we've always gone to the Mariachi conference, and so it's literally like driving back from the Albuquerque conference.
I don't know. It's always faster when you're coming back from it.
It's good. I think any trip is like that. It's like once you finish like your trip, you already done all the stuff. Like on the way back, it just feels different. Like you don't have the anticipation of getting there. I guess that's the thing. For us, pues ya estaba cansado, dude. I mean, it was an 18-hour drive, but like with stops and everything, it ended up being like 20 hours. So by Tuesday night going into Wednesday, I was back in Texas and got the car. And that's all she wrote. The rest is history. Now it's here.
Congratulations, bro.
Now I have a cool story for whenever my kid, you know, eventually crashes it. I'm like, you know what it took to get this car?
You know where it's from? Son.
Dumbass. Yeah. Anyway, this is a Mariachi podcast. So welcome back. This is episode 172. I believe that we left you guys 3 weeks ago. Like we said, we had a very eventful 3 weeks. And the last 3 weeks have been like kind of like, well, for me, it was like personally my last 2 weeks of break for the school year. It was good to end the semester, and those 2 weeks were like a good little reset. And then this was our first week back in school. So like I kind of told him, I was like, I need to get like into it a little bit, you know, especially because like throughout the year, I've said this before, but it's like every year, the second semester goes a little bit faster. I feel like it's got a lot more stuff going on in it. Typically too, like the kids, if I'm teaching beginners, 6th graders and beginner 9th graders and stuff like that, like I'm not starting from ground zero anymore. Like they've already been playing a little bit. I finally got new music for them. Here you go. You know, now it's up to them to use some of the stuff that we already learned throughout the year. So like I feel like it's a little bit easier. So you gave me a week to kind of just readjust, getting back into school and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was only 4 days of school because Monday was like a staff day or whatever. And so today's Monday. It was like it's the second week, you know. But yeah, I mean, that was the last 2 weeks.
How are the statistics looking?
Oh, like for state and all that?
Bro, I feel bad when I helped out your harp student last week. Mm-hmm. Because I was asking him, like, what are you guys playing this for? And he's like, oh, I think it's UIL. And I was like, ¿qué es eso? You know?
Oh, because you weren't around for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've done UIL for classical guitar.
Right.
but I don't know what that means. I was like, is it a competition? And he was like, I don't know. So
it's his first year too, like
Okay.
doing all this, you know. So Victor came out the other week and he worked with my harp student. He kind of had to learn on the fly. This he's always been a guitarrón player, and going into this year, like I kind of like convinced him / gaslit him into like trying to play harp. And it's because I mean our school district finally gave us a harp, and I think that I told you this, like there's never any harp instructors, like, and I think you can agree with me on this. A lot of them have to like learn it almost on their own,
Yeah.
you know, but like it also depends on like the interest of them, like going into it and looking at, like any instrument, as interested as they are, like you got to pick up a harp and just be like, okay, well, like what does this all mean? You know, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and since he was a guitarrón player, he was like a good candidate because he can read bass, you know, and usually too, like anytime you're giving a instrument that's worth $4 or $5 you know, in school money, like you got to
Yeah.
trust that kid, you know, so you're not just gonna give it to like the one first gray hair that was a gray tooth kid that walks in, you know, like you're like, you know, try this, you know, and next thing you know, all 30 strings are broken, you know, so it's like you're gonna have to give it to the right kid. And since he's barely learning and stuff like that, Victor came out and, you know, just kind of give him some pointers and stuff. And especially because, like you said, like UIL is coming up, and this is kind of like the time of the year where all directors are kind of like just really drilling the next 3 weeks because our competition is coming up. And it's not even like UIL; it's like the qualifier. It's like
Okay.
you do good there, and you move on to the next round. You know. And I never go into that thing confident, you know, because you never know what a judge is looking for. Every judge is different every year.
Well, I think we talked about this, right? Where it's very like opinionated.
Yeah, I mean, like Mariachi is an opinion, you know.
What? No, I'm sorry.
What'd you just say?
Yeah.
Mariachi is an opinion, you know. Like the way people perform is an opinion. The same person that you'd ask, like, how do you play this, might give you a different answer depending on who you ask, you know. And usually an adjudicator or a judge at UIL has like their perception of what a song should sound like, you know? So, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, everybody has their opinion on that. So when it comes to these competitions, you never know what kind of judge you're going to get. And that's why I'm kind of like mentally prepared. There was a couple years ago that we didn't make it and we didn't get the qualifications. And like, I'm kind of like, again, I don't care about it mostly. It's mostly my students that I want them to feel good about their performance, but also because I want them to experience the trip of going outside of Fort Worth and going somewhere and
Awesome.
you know, so that it gives them a goal to reach for, you know. So that's kind of like my intention, you know. Hopefully they move on, but it all depends on them, you know. I also can't stand up there and be like, give me that, you know, like let me do it, you know. So
Like
it's not,
I want to, but
yeah. But yeah, man, so that's kind of like especially this first week back, it was kind of trying to see what we need to address and then see where we can go from there. But yeah,
that's cool, man.
yeah, the last 3 weeks, next 3 weeks are going to be that. But it was good to have, you know, a little bit of time off and away from you guys, you know. Yeah. How about you? I mean, I know that you just recently graduated. You're not doing anything, you know, like it's better. It's good to know that, like, I guess you don't have school in the morning, you know. I think that's cool for now, right?
No, I definitely had like a lot of burnout.
Yeah.
So like it was like a lot of things because I mean I'm old and I felt like the longer I took in my BS, it felt like wrong, you know. So I was trying to finish it pretty quick. I was taking like summer classes, and there was a semester where I took like 15 hours, and coming out of it, like it is weird because I'm used to always doing something,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then this feeling of like I'm so like turned off because of how fast it'll happen. Like I took a final before my graduation, so like the 11th, I was taking a final, and then I went to work, and then the 12th I graduated, and then I worked again, right? So it was a lot on that week, and then like the next week, like no había mucho que hacer, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just like, damn, or at least nothing like that was like ay güey mi mente, you know, where like it was like a toll on your mind, like
No critical thinking,
Yeah.
essentially, right? Yeah, you just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, but I did learn that it wasn't just school that kept me busy. Like I had to do a lot. I have to do a lot of stuff at home, and then like on the weekends, which kind of sucks because it made me realize like this is my life, bro. Like there's always something that breaks or there's something that has to be done, and it's like, God damn, bro, no me pueden dar like una hora, güey. No, it's like I just want to sit here, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, hey, can you go change this? I was like, no, but
no, I see what you mean. It's like, I think the going from the 0 to 100, or sorry, 100 to 0, like you were full gas, all the way down, and then like you got to the finish line, and then it's kind of like, now what?
Yeah.
And that now what also opens up opportunities to do other stuff, but like sometimes things you don't want to do. Yeah. I remember, the most I can compare that to is like when I was a kid and we'd finish school, like graduation. We're like, they're not graduation, but like the school year, whatever. Yeah. And it's like the summer, all right, yeah. And my dad's like, oh, so you're free now. Like, okay, cool. Do this. And he was just like telling me stuff to do. And I'm like, I kind of want to go back to school, because like it kept me busy, in a way that not necessarily is keeping me busy at home. Like I'd rather be busy like doing like assignments or something or whatever. Or back then, high school wasn't hard. You just like hung out with your friends. Yeah. You went to lunch. You got snacks. Got a Gatorade or whatever. It's much different like when you're an adult because like you said, you're old. I'm old, bro. Like we're all fucking old, dude. Yeah. I just went out with my friends. We're all 31. We just had like that epiphany. Like there was like me and two of my friends, Zamir and Fernando and Zara. Like we have like this little group that we like. Kind of like we said before, like you have to make dates with your friends, otherwise no los ves, Yeah. So like we had like a little friend date, I guess you could say, and we all sat down and we're like, because our birthdays are in November and December, like all four of us. Yeah. So we just sat there, and I think Fernando was the one that was like, it was like, we're all 31 guys, and I was like, like it's like it all comes to you, like and it's different because like we're all like in different stages of our lives, like ustedes, like ustedes del mariachi, like my friends are all in different stages, like me and my wife, but like essentially we're all getting older and there's no stopping that. So like you kind of just looking into it like, all right, well, what's next? And I think that's kind of like what you're gonna figure out here pretty soon, right? Like, what's next? And it might take some time. I know it took a while for me, and it still does. I still have that same question for myself. But
no, yeah, like I think this last week I actually could find like there was like a day or two where like I just didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. I was just like doom scrolling, bro, and I was like. And now I feel guilty because I didn't do anything. So that's how weird it got because I was like, I'm doing something like I felt like proud of what I'm doing, and then the day I choose like no quiero hacer nada, and I think I saw like a movie or something, and then like that night I was just like, damn, no hice nada, I'm a fucking loser, like.
Oh wow.
It's weird because you're used to like. Doing something, you're getting like grades, you feel good.
Especially you, because you were doing like, you were doing like the physical therapy stuff. So like, it's like the human body, and then like calculations and this and that. Like you would show me, you would send me your like on Snap, like your your homework and shit. And every time I look at it, it was just like, what the fuck are you, Peter Parker? Like, what are you doing? Like, like fucking nerd, and I'm just at school like. Whatever. Let me teach these notes. But yeah, I think that's a feeling. I think if anything, like try to enjoy. The most I can tell you is like try to enjoy the little time that you do have right now. Yeah. Because I've told that before to like students and stuff before too. Like, even though obviously high school is a lot different than college, right? But like at the same time, like you can look at it like that's the easy part, and then eventually once something starts becoming more real. Like a job and a career or like other things that might happen or whatever, then it's kind of like, okay, well, we'll see. Like later on, you'll kind of figure out like, all right, well, let me take my time now and let me find something else to do. Yeah. And enjoy it, man. Like for now, I think that's my biggest thing. Like just enjoy for now as much as you can.
No, this is the week that I started looking for a job, bro.
Yeah. Like, that's the.
Just like, please, bro, anybody, like McDonald's.
I'm going to turn off this camera.
Like, no way. ¿Cuál?
This one.
So meanwhile, Sam is doing that. We're gonna talk about our shadow topic. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna turn it off for a little bit because it looks like. So what happens if you didn't know what this podcast is? For some reason, this camera likes to self-destruct. Like it was just like, like if we don't use it for a while, it's just like "Momatar we," you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it off for a little bit, and hopefully it comes back. But anyway, yeah. So today's topic, I mean, it's
I'm like,
this
I'm
kind of
like, I'm like today's topic. Racism.
exactly.
Good,
Yeah, exactly. No, this one came from Victor here. I asked him like what's something that we could kind of get into, especially for like the comeback episode.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because if you didn't know, for all of you guys that are charros or maybe you guys are high schoolers or whatever, yeah, it's the month of January, but it's also like the month of like kind of like you described it is the month of piranhas. Like Victor was just telling me there's like a chat for like the charros here in the DFW, and like right now all of them are like mine, you know, like with with chambas, dude, because right, this is the time really, and we say it a lot, but it's the slowest season. It's like kind of like with graduation, like you work, and it's 100, and then you get here and it's like everybody stops, and it's like
what do you think that is?
Hard stop.
I feel like it's because there's nothing to celebrate, right?
There's nothing to celebrate. I mean, people. I do like to say it's because people have nothing, like they don't have cash left, you know, because there's no parties. ¿Qué van a celebrar in the month of January? It's like literally. That's why the holidays are in December. That's why I love the holidays, because it's like the biggest holidays like Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas. These are at the end of the year because they all lead up to a climax. Like they all get to something, the end of the year, and then like Happy New Year. It's like you know what it is? It's the exact thing that happens with Mexicans on New Year's. What happens on New Year's? So I don't know if you've experienced this, but like when New Year's is like Feliz Año, and you hug your significant other, and then like everybody goes back to sit down and do what they're doing. Like that's what's happening this year. It's like Happy New Year, and then after, or like for this, we finally get to the end. Now what? And it's like the now what is like this like abyss. It's purgatory, bro. Like we're just literally all chilling and waiting for the next thing to happen. And the next thing is going to be, I guess, Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's the next thing that's coming up. But there's nothing else.
Usually work picks up around like March, right?
Or February, like yeah. But it's the slow season for charros. So around this time is usually when nobody's doing anything. I mean, Arturo was like, "Hey, I'm gonna update the calendar for January. I'm gonna update the calendar for January." And then like I would look at it, and I was like, "Oh, so I guess he hasn't done it yet." And then I think it was a chamba. We were like on the way somewhere. I was like, "Es todo lo que tenemos?" And he's like, "Yeah, bro, no hay nada más."
I'm like, "Would you hype it up like that, bro?" Like,
exactly.
Because I asked him too. I was like, "Hey, wait, like, do we have work next week?" He's like, "Yeah, we have like one gig." It's like, "I'll update it right now." Like. Fucking went to las chambas. I was like, and I saw it, and I was like, I think you motherfucker, you fucking lied to me. It's like, you know, like he did it to like, so that we don't ask for work anywhere else, right?
Oh, I don't know.
He's like, I know horas. So like, all right, and then you play like 4 hours. Like, y los demás, like, pues era el camino, güey, you know? You know, like,
I was like 9 horas, pero de camino.
Yeah, like empezando de 8, acabamos a las 8.
Sí, güey. Pero de talón, yeah. No, but it's true. It's like this is the time where like everybody's just like looking for whatever. And again, like it sucks because like I don't really look for work for that reason, because like I'm trying to enjoy what I can right now. But I know you're in a different situation. You're like, I'd rather work, you know, like that's you.
Well, it's my only job. I feel like you can depend more on your.
Yeah, that's true too. One. That's true too. Like I have my teacher job that like is a direct deposit. Like me están pagando, like.
Yeah.
As long as I show up, like I'm good, you know. But like, I guess it would be different because a lot of these charros, not just you, but like that depend on this, the generosity, not even the generosity of others, the business of others, like to supply your job, your habits. So that means that right now that nobody has work / parties. I mean, this is the dry season, you know. So everybody's just kind of like, dame, you know.
Like, yeah, on that topic, if anybody wants harp lessons. A la orden, hago piñatas. No, just like anything. Like.
I think this is the time you have to diversify your talent, you know?
Corto las yardas, you know?
Yeah, I think at this point, like, if you're good at anything else, I think this is the time to look into it. Like, masajes, güey?
You want 8% body fat, bro? I got you, bro. $300.
No, you can give massages.
Que no.
You know they have that, right? You can bring a table to their house.
You know how much those tables are?
How much?
Guess.
$200?
$350.
Oh, that's not bad. It's an investment. Invest in
No,
yourself,
it
bro.
is.
That's what I'm saying. Invest in yourself. $200, a mat, some oils.
What?
Well, yeah,
Type-
you're not.
type of
Who gives a
What
dry
type of
massage?
business?
What the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, no aprendiste nada en la
Who
escuela.
am I, pinche? ¿Cómo se llama? Puff Diddy? ¿O cómo se llama?
Puff Diddy. What Arturo?
¿Cómo se llama?
P Diddy.
P Diddy?
Yeah. Or just Diddy.
What does the P stand for?
Puff. I don't know. I don't know. No, it's because his name used to be Puff Daddy back in the 90s. They call him Puffy or Puff.
I just saw the new Chappelle stand up. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did see it.
I was like, that is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyway, today's topic.
right. Racism.
Yeah, racism. So anyway, so that's kind of what I asked this guy. Like, what's something we can get into? And this is the way I wrote it out. Well, you wrote it out better, but I couldn't put it like on the chat because it was too long, like on the thing. But this is what he texted me. He said we could do something real out there. Like, have you ever experienced racism or discrimination when wearing the suit or playing mariachi music?
Te voy a decir por qué. I mean, besides this political climate and the targeting versus against like our community, I have always felt like a fear like this. And
What like this?
a fear.
A fear. Okay.
Because I think it started with like my ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llaman los que no hablan mucho?
Como los que no hablan.
Introvert.
Like, I was gonna say like the.
No,
sorry.
Anyways, I was an introvert, and the suit like claims a lot of attention. You know,
Yes,
like
yeah.
you go to any store, like people hear the jingles, right? De la gala, and
They're
they
like, matachín.
or they're
Yeah.
like, oh, you're a mariachi, and they
Yeah.
expect like a whole full. They want you to explain like what you do and
Yeah.
where you're going.
Yeah.
They're like cops, bro. Like, where are you going? You know, like you know, like
You're just like,
you're like,
me?
I'm going to a party. You know,
Yeah.
and me being an introvert, especially like pues de chiquillo, way,
Mhm.
I didn't want those interactions. And then when you learn about how the world is and how there are unpleasant people out there with like very outspoken mouths, because it's not even like brains. You just don't want that trouble,
Mhm.
And me personally, like I try not to put gas like cuando hay charro, or at least not be by myself. Cuando hay charro, like I don't go to
Yeah.
stores. Like our violinist is the opposite. Like she'll go to like Walgreens, like I see, she's like, I need something, so I see.
Mhm.
And más like with what's going on out there, I just feel like maybe some people could relate with it, because a lot of those people with big mouths, like they feel more empowered in today's day. So I feel like it's easier to get in those type of situations,
Mhm.
And it just made me wonder, like, did anybody else experience something like
Yeah.
that? Because at the last gig that we did on Saturday, the only gig we had,
The only gig that we did on Saturday.
at the last gas station that we stopped at,
The one that was really bright.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but that cashier lady was looking at us like, you haven't seen Welcome to Derry, right?
No, like the
Damn.
No.
Yeah. What's another that Jackie Robinson movie? You know how
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know how
yeah.
like the whites like look at you like
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
she kept looking. I felt like she thought the way she looked at me, I feel like she thought I was gonna like rob something. Cause she was talking to like her coworker, like bien chido
The
todo.
compañera, yeah.
Pero cuando volteaba para acá, she was just like, and I had this jacket and I'm just
Yeah.
like, ni voy a comprar nada, güey. I'm just gonna leave.
I was like, I was gonna steal something, but not anymore.
You could just stop looking at me.
Yeah. For real, right? It's like if you just look away. I mean,
no, that's chance of it.
yeah, exactly. No, I mean, you bring up a good point, especially because now, like, I think when you're younger, when you're a kid, like when we started playing mariachi and stuff like that, you're very naive on what's going on in the world.
For
like,
sure.
dude, you don't know how many times like I've heard sixth graders talk politics. Like it was no ni en cuenta. It's because you got to think like, when you're a kid, you have like the mentality of a kid. Like the only media you see is like a TV show that you probably shouldn't be watching, like movies you shouldn't be watching, playing video games that you shouldn't be watching.
Yeah.
If anything, us growing up in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, like
Yeah.
everybody around us, like was the same. You know, we a bunch of Mexican kids running around, Mexican parents, or even like Hondureños, you know,
Yeah.
or like people from Central America. So everybody walking around was pretty much on the same level, you know. But even then, as a kid, like you don't pay attention to what the hell's going on.
Or I think like the saddest part too is when a kid like doesn't learn it from someone, like they experience it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like because
yeah.
of the color. Like I had the privilege of like having this skin tone, and some people thinking I'm like one of them.
Yeah.
You know, so I more read and learned like about how your skin color can affect you
Mm-hmm.
versus living it. You know, I think it'd be a different story if like someone heard how I talked, because that's how you can tell with me. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I may look like something else, but when you hear me talk,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I arrest this motherfucker, you know.
Got him.
And I
You're
think
not hiding,
and
brother.
I think it's all sadder when like a kid, like he's living his normal day, and then they experience this type of like hate, and they're like, what the fuck was that, you know?
Exactly. Like, and then even then, because they're kids, like they don't know how to react to that. Like, I'm telling you, like kids love to talk, bro.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you put them on the spot, like me as a teacher, I ask questions all the time. I put them on the spot, and then I ask them a question. And this is a question like in school, you know, like, what's 2 + 2? And then they're like, so imagine that same kid being told something racist, discriminatory towards like, va a ser lo mismo. He's just like callado because they've never been put on the spot like that. So when people that are bigoted like that and just talk to somebody, they see a little Mexican kid, especially si no, pues está oscurito, güey, ya valió madre, güey. You know, like they're gonna attack them hard, you know. So I think a lot of the times too, these kids and stuff like that, again, they don't experience any of this until like one faithful day and something happens to them, or they get like talked down to or whatever because they're Mexican. Then that opens up the conversation of you put them in a mariachi suit, you put them like us, we're dressed, you know. And even then, some of us don't resemble like the most Mexican ever, you know, like it's kind of like you said, like you have fair skin. You put someone else who maybe looks like you in a traje, they might not know that they're Mexican and stuff like that. So you don't get the same treatment that like uno como, you know, that has a darker complexion or something like that, you know. But there's just a lot of situations that can happen, you know. And again, because you're naive, you're young and stuff like that, you don't know what's going on. Unless someone around them stands up for them or something, you know. And that's the thing too, like I share your sentiment. Like when I go to a gas station, even then back then when I was younger, we would go at a gas station. I thought in the beginning I looked silly, you know, because at the same time, like you're what you just said is right. Like you're wearing pants that jingle, you know, like as a kid or like even like a high schooler, bro. Because I have high school kids, you know, like I see them put on a traje for the first time and they're putting them on like jeans. And I'm like, nope, you got to put them on. I'm like, why are we putting our pants on? I'm like, because it's part of the uniform. Just fucking do it, you know? And that's the thing too. Like they don't understand like what they're wearing. They don't understand what it represents yet. You know? It's our job to hopefully like tell them about that, right? Anyway, so that's the thing. It can also feel very uncool. Like, dude, why are we wearing this? And something like that. And then you're inadvertently being racist to yourself. You're just like, why am I wearing this? Like, bro, you're literally Mexican, way. Like, ¿qué crees? You know? But yeah, you're right. Like, I would go to gas stations maybe a couple years, like before all this shit that's been going on lately. Go to a gas station, and there was a lot of curiosity from everybody. Like,
like you walk into you open a door and you walk through, and people stare longer than they usually do.
Yeah, there's
like someone's like paying, and like as they're handing out money, they're like double take, and they're kind of looking at your pants, and you're like, no,
right? You're just like, oh shit, no. And that's the thing too. Like before, I feel like it was more curiosity. Like a lot of the time, like I can't say necessarily that I was ever like targeted or anything like that, but I will say like before, people were a lot more curious. Like I had one lady one time tell me like she was a motorcycle lady, and she was asking me like, where did I get those pants? And she wanted to get like a pair of pants for when she rides her motorcycle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yoli, I was just like, I don't know. And I gave her Arturo's card. I was like, here, just call this guy. But like, that was the curiosity in her. She was like, she wasn't being offensive or anything like that. She was just cool pants. Like, where'd you get them? I was like, I got them at Goodwill, you know, thrifted, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I have felt like in the last couple years, depends on where you go. You know, like sometimes you get a look that's a little too, it's no longer curiosity. You know, it might be a little bit of a like, what are you doing here? And we've gone to gas stations like literally everywhere in the middle of Texas, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, think about it. Who lives out there? Like puros güeritos, and there's not a whole lot of diversity in those. I mean, so they're already looking at you differently, you know.
Sure.
But when it's like them and then like patrons also inside the store also looking at you, it just kind of feels like one of those. You've heard of those sundown towns, right? And like it's like Arturo, we're supposed to be here. Like, can we look this up on Google Yelp? You know, like real quick, just to know like if we're in the right town.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's
and the thing too is, I didn't realize, as a kid, especially like Texas is a red state, right? And it has a history, you know, like they were part of like the Confederates and Southern, like things that were not necessarily super long ago, you know, where like people like still say like, oh, my great grandparent was from that, you know, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense, you know.
Well, I've told my wife before, and it's like, you're first generation, right? Like, or I'm first generation, right? I'm first generation, like in my family, like to go to school and do everything. Like, so my lineage starts with my parents here. And tú también, like your lineage starts here, like here in Texas. Like,
well, I think I'm the first.
That's what I'm saying. Like your lineage starts here, with you, right? Same thing with me and my wife, all of us. A lot of our friends start like that because our parents were from Mexico and stuff like that. So that means that like if we were a tree, we're like the seed, bro. And families that have been here in the state of Texas, in the United States, for generations, like they have trees, they have forests, you know. And I've had these conversations with my wife before where she's like, you know, because she works at a job that she worked hard to get, and she was undocumented, you know. She works at a job that now we've been blessed enough to where she has documentation that was done legally, right? But at the same time, it was impossible to get there. Like, people don't understand the legal process and how fucking impossible they make it to on purpose. And she tells me, I mean, I don't know if there's too much information, but she tells me that she feels bad about the amount of money that she makes at her job, right? But like I told her, like, you could also be one of the statistics that didn't get this far, that didn't get this job, that you know. And she feels bad about the fact that she makes more money than like her parents. And I told her, but like, think about it. Your parents had no education. They carried nothing to get to this state and this life. Like, you, if anything, are a success story of your parents because they got you and they gave you the opportunity to look where you are, you know? And I told her, and if you start to really feel bad about it, think about all the people that like look at your salary and say, that's nothing, because they live in a completely different tax bracket. So I was like, just be glad that you got this far. And then I've told her before, like, hopefully when we have kids and they have kids, we'll be the start of our own little plant, you know. And it's gonna take some time, especially because we're first generation, you know. But just be glad that we feel comfortable and you know, we're living okay, you know. And if you feel really bad, like, we don't have money compared to these other people, you know.
No, I've told my mom that because she's and then recently that I graduated, she's always told me like, I don't know where you got the brains from, like it wasn't for me, you know. And that's because my mom didn't go past like middle school.
Same. My parents
and I told her like, hey, if I was a kid, like you indirectly did this, like, because like you're the one in the family that made the biggest jump. Like you got from going from someone that couldn't even get past middle school, not because she wasn't smart. She's just like, no la apoyaron. You know, like my grandma had different what's the word?
Views?
No, she just had different like priorities.
Oh,
right?
right, exactly. And a lot of Mexicans are like that.
Yeah,
They have different priorities. Yeah.
yeah, and I told her like, it's not that you weren't smart or good enough. It's that you didn't have the opportunities. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you were also like born at a time where Mexico was super exploited by
Mm-hmm.
like corporations. You know, like from the 1920s to the 2000s, and Isiga. You know, it's just a
Yeah.
different what is it, like political party that
Yeah.
controls it. I was like, you had it everything set up to lose,
Mm-hmm.
and you still made it work
Yeah.
because you were able to get me to be able to like go and study
Mm-hmm.
and do what I needed. So like, just because like, yeah, like Sarah says, like your parents didn't work like this, like the fact that they made it out of there
Mm-hmm.
and they got because Sarah has what, like 4 or 5 siblings.
Yeah, she has two siblings, two younger siblings in her.
Oh, for real? I
It's
thought there
Somás
were
son tres.
more.
Somás son tres, güey.
Oh shit. Oh, you're the one with all the
Yeah, it was, yo,
yeah, yeah,
we're a whole litter, bro. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. You know, like the fact that Zara got there is proof that her parents were able to like
Exactly.
do it, and there's no reason for her to feel bad
Yeah.
when she earned it. You know,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
she went through all the work. It's not like she paid someone like some people do. Like she didn't pay off her grades. She didn't pay off like her job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she got there because
Yeah.
she was good enough.
And that's what I've told her about los mexicanos. I mean, one thing that we do have is like the tenacity to want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why siempre, pues, como se dice, pues, para seguir adelante, you know, like you have to find what's the next thing in order to get to the next step. Because I mean, I always look at it like if my parents could, like with nothing, you know, that like to this day, they can't speak perfect English, you know, like,
English, and
yeah.
they're still like it's crazy that my mom, some of her jobs, like they prefer her to a full speaking
Yeah.
English person, because like
Yeah.
my mom like works, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I hate it because at home she'll be like, "Esto no está limpio bien," you know, like just like do this shit again. Like,
Yeah. But it's just their standard, you know. It's
Yeah.
like it's just the standard of like my parents. Like they kind of set a standard for us, and same thing with me. I was like, and it's funny because like the music aspect never came from them, but at the same time they gave me the opportunity to start music by putting me in a school again that like had that, and
Yeah.
they supported me throughout that process. Like so, it's not even like, you know, it just happened. Like it happened because I was put in the right situation. My parents brought me here, you know, brought me to Texas. I could have been in California right now, you know, like they brought me here, and that's how I started becoming a musician.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you really want to make it like that, was my little sister started, and then my younger brother, and then my little sister now. Like we're like a lineage now, you know. And again, like this, that's why it's the start of a tree, you know.
Yeah.
But either way, like the biggest thing about that is because we had the opportunity, like to do it, you know.
Right.
But again, like getting back to like the topic, like as much as success as I guess you could say, like with mariachi or just in general, like getting to like you graduating, me graduating, getting a job, stuff like that. Some people don't see it like that. So like when they look at you as just like another Mexican kid or a dude or whatever, they kind of put you down and stuff like that. So that's kind of like why I wanted to see, like, kind of if anybody else has faced something similar, or like especially right now in mariachi, it does feel like anything that's like Mexican attached
Yeah.
is like under attack. Not just community, but like the people that make up the Mexican or Hispanic community, but like everything in general feels like is being a little bit whitewashed. So because we don't get this opportunity as much because of that, like I wanted to see if anybody else had a similar experience. It's kind of like, that's why I liked what you said about the topic or whatever.
Oh.
So let's kind of hear what some of you guys say. So this first person says, thankfully no discrimination, but I do get a lot of non-Mexicans doing gritos at me. I have a similar story with that, like kind of like we were saying, like when we were young, like we're pretty naive and stuff. But I think we all know when something is in mala onda, you know?
Yeah.
So I have felt, I think the very first time I can remember doing something like that is, I think I told this story to you already, but like when we did, I don't remember if you were there that year, but we did like solo and ensemble early, like we were in high school and stuff. And I think this is, I mean, now like kids are privileged to, like my kids are like, it's like you said, like UIL was not a mariachi thing. Mariachi was not a UIL thing. You know, it was just kind of like trying to get its foot in the door and stuff like that, and a lot of this stuff. and before we'd have to do like random competitions just to do something, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we were put into solo and ensemble, and I think nothing there resembled mariachi or Mexican anything. It was bands, orchestra, and stuff like that, which is the norm, you know.
Right.
So when we got signed up for that, I remember pues we walked in with trajes and sombreros y todo. And as we were walking through, like, pues ahí son puros güeritos, man. I was like sophomore, maybe junior in high school. Some dude starts doing gritos at us, like he was just like, ah, yeah, yeah," like the most stereotypical one. It was like,
Yeah.
ah, ha, ha, yeah, 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 like,
Yeah.
and maybe they thought it was funny, especially because back then there was really no filter. Like,
Yeah.
just look at our old tweets. You know, there was no filter. So like back then, like kids could be cruel, but you don't know if that's his intention. But sometimes, like I said, you can sense when something is in mala onda, you know?
Yeah.
So I remember I heard that, and I still remember to this day, like I didn't know how to react to that because I was naive. So I just kind of like looked at him and I just strummed my guitar really loud. And in my head, I was like, that did it. That he knows what's up. You know, but like looking back, I just look like a crazy guy going, you know. But it's funny because like that was like that's one of the first times I remember being like, oh, like they don't like us, or they don't think this is cool, you know. And I remember just thinking like, well, there's the first of many, maybe, you know, but like I didn't know how to react in that situation because I'm a school kid. Surrounded by everybody else that doesn't look like me, other than my mariachi. Obviously, we're all little Mexicans, you know.
Yeah.
But like everybody else there was not no son raza, you know. So it's like it's very different. Like, you literally feel like a group of people that you're really not supposed to be there, you know. So looking around, you're just like I'm outnumbered, bro. Like, si aquí empiezan a Royal Rumble, like I'm going down first, you know. Like everybody's got me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's true. Like I mean, ¿cuántas veces? Te dije llorando. ¿Cuántas veces vas a a gas station and people do like gritos to you or whatever?
And I think for the most part, they're just trying to like, maybe be like funny, or it's just trying to kind of saying like, hey, look, I'm inclusive too, you know. But I don't think they realize that it's for some people. Especially in today's time, it's the opposite. Like it's like you're making fun of a culture,
right?
And I don't take it as bad. I think because I know that some people don't mean to be, like that, you know. And I'm not gonna educate them in the middle of a gas station, you know.
Exactly.
But no, you never told me that story, or maybe
I thought I did, but
maybe I
could
forgot.
be lying. Yeah. No, but I like what you said too. It's like it is a little bit harder now. Like it's hard. It's not hard. It's very hard to ignore what's going on. We've kind of talked about this before, but like when we have a president and a regime that kind of just, I mean, they're literally they're tweeting Nazi. Did you see that? They're tweeting Nazi verbiage as like the White House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like this exact same slogans as the Nazis, and I mean, this is out there. This is not me making it up. Like this is the White House writing out word for word what a Nazi poster would say. Like it's one nation, one whatever, one heritage, and that's literally what the Nazis put.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like the propaganda.
Yeah. So it's it's propaganda. You know. So again, like when people see that you know are against inclusivity, against anything that's not their heritage, which is American. Cheeseburgers and hot dogs, you know, like anything that's not them, anything that's no tiene las especias, you know, anything that's different is wrong. That's the way they look at it. So like, I think we just also saw a video that got sent to us. It's like everything right now is affecting the community, not just the Mexican community, not just the Hispanic community, but like the way we work. Mariachis are afraid to go out there and work. Because, I mean, let's face it, some of them may not have the proper documents. Sometimes by not fault of their own, like they have no way to get them. So what does that mean? Like they run the risk anytime they go out to work. In the same way, like they show up at a where they're building houses. Pues ya saben que ahí es donde trabajan, ahí es donde chambean, you know. Los músicos, I mean, you're not going to see a lot of Kyles playing, you know. Like a lot of los músicos van a ser like Mexicans or people like us. So some of them are afraid to go out there and work because of that reason also. So it does make it a little bit hard because it's like your compañero that you've known your whole life could tomorrow be taken or whatever, and with no due process or nothing, and just for trying to chambear, trying to bring Mexico's national historic music to like a party for a performance, and all of a sudden that's a dangerous thing to do now, especially now. And it's like, not only is it sad, but it's fucked up because at the end of the day, like, we're just playing music. We're not trying to hurt anybody. So overall, it's kind of like everything is kind of working against us lately. So it does feel a little bit weird to go to a party and stuff like that and be at the wrong crowd, or be in the wrong situation at the wrong time, It's hard. Yeah, but it's hard to kind of put that together in perspective. But I mean, it's what's going on, and there's no way around it.
¿Qué más te voy a decir?
I'll go to
this is too where like I would push people to like I've talked before, like I do appreciate when I graduated, I didn't just seek. Someone said a quote like that, like where they said a lot of people like seek a diploma, but like I seek education. And for me it took, I don't know if you remember taking like a history class, because I remember like my history professor, he was I still remember his name is like Mr. Littlejohn.
Littlejohn.
Yeah. And I remember like the first thing he told us was like, welcome to like, I think it was US history from like the when it first started to like the 1800s. Like they split it up like that. Like,
oh yeah, by history sections, yeah.
And he was like, welcome, like you guys are gonna hate it because I'm gonna teach y'all like the actual history, right?
The real history, yeah.
And that, I remember that class was like real depressing, bro. Like from learning like what the stuff that Hernan Cortés and Christopher Columbus do, and then you learn like like Texas, when Texas started its war with Mexico, and how I forgot their names. Those three main guys that at the Alamo.
Santana was one of them, no?
Santana was a dictator from Mexico, the general.
Fuck him.
Like the real reason that war started, right? Because Mexico abolished slavery, and so the Texans.
And we're like, what?
Yeah,
yeah.
And then happens again when in our Civil War or the U.S. Civil War, and you're kind of like, fuck, bro. They don't teach these in middle school,
Yeah, I think. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people won't look into that because it goes against their beliefs, right? Yeah. But history is different than beliefs, So like, the people I fuck with the most, history teachers, I know, because they. Especially when they're white boys, because I'm like, you cool, bro. You know what's up.
Well, you haven't seen like those, supuestamente like people like awakening. I saw a video of this guy. He's like, wait, it said that the Indians lived here first, and then we got here, and we have this land. So like, how did the Indians leave? And
like, how you think?
Yeah. And it's like, wait, no, like that guy's like his whole day after that is gonna be like, fuck, we did that,
Yeah, we converted him though. Well, maybe, who knows? He's just like, nah, it's some mentiras.
Yeah. Because when you said that about the White House saying saying that
Nazi
propaganda,
rhetoric,
it's like, if you knew history, you would be shocked.
Yeah,
you would be horrified because you're like, fuck, like this is.
They taught me this shit in high school. We're reading that we're the good guys the entire time. Like, let's go USA, and then it's like, oh, this is our current government. I'm like, which one of these pictures? They're the same picture. Like that's essentially what's happening. But people don't want to look at that. Whatever.
And when you look at that, you also understand like the attack they've been doing on the education system.
Yeah.
When they, what's the word that they use? They
censor?
No, well that too, but like they say something about the education system, like que lo quitan, pero ¿cómo se llama?
Abolish?
No.
I know what you're saying though. I mean, to keep them down, you get rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah.
Now nobody knows.
Exactly.
Smart. It's genius actually, because it makes everybody dumber.
Yeah.
It makes everybody forget.
Or it just makes them. You teach them what you want them to learn. Like we're a great country.
Yeah, McGraw-Hill, man, look into it. The one that used to own the books. Yeah.
I thought you meant like the program, because
No,
that's what they use
McGraw Hill.
yeah.
Well, we used to have back in the day. We used to have textbooks, and who wrote those books? McGraw Hill. Those
Yeah.
companies. And look at that lineage. Hey man, I've gone down all these rabbit holes. Like, don't fuck with me. Anyway, let's move on. This person says, been joked about by other charros for being indigenous Mexican. Doesn't bother me though.
That's good on you to like have like tough skin. I feel like we shouldn't have to, but yeah, it's good to endure it. It's there's that thing where you have to know who's actually like joking with you and who's making fun of you.
That's true. Yeah.
Because there are some charros that I hate two quotes that Mexicans say a lot, and one of them is like el enemigo del mexicano es otro mexicano, right? And like hay que mejorar la raza. I hate those two quotes so much, bro.
Why?
Yeah, because I don't know. My family says that a lot, and they when I used to talk to them, they would always tell me like, "Mijo, agarres una güerita," like hay que mejorar la raza. And I was like, I don't know why I hated the idea of like because somebody has a little lighter skin, it makes them better than like your primos that are like a little darker.
Yeah.
Because that's what they mean. Like, mejorar la raza means like you want them to be white skinned, like blue or green eyes. Like.
Well, I always took that quote as don't be like a bad statistics. Like I always looked at it like you want to be one of the good ones, and in the sense of like do good things and seguir adelante and nothing that brings down la raza. Like, it's like I just saw this thing on TikTok about like how like our representation for Mexicanos, Latinos is like for some reason all these influencers are like the No Sabo kids and like the girls that like love to stir up drama. Like you won't guess what today we're doing it, and like that's our representation. Like now like TikTok commenters are going back on that. Like they're reversing their stance. They're like, I can't believe like she's what represents us.
Oh, okay.
And it's because, and it's like you're bringing down la raza like that.
Okay.
That's how I looked at it, because I agree with that. Like it's like not all of us are the same. You can have thoughtfulness. You can have good critical thinking level skills.
Yeah,
doesn't happen a lot, But when they do, it's like no, pues you got to give a good representation. It's because I've told this to my students before too, but it's like, and we've kind of said it here before. Like once you get out of this realm and what you're used to, and you go to a place that nobody knows you, and all of a sudden you're around people that don't look like you, like you want to be a person that is going to uphold us in a good way, be one of the good statistics that graduates and does good things and doesn't go to jail, and like it has a good representation. That's how I look at it. But I see what you're saying.
And that was me too when I first started like my first semester at UNT, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting next to like Chad and like this
Kyle.
Yeah. And I was lucky to have found like classmates that were pretty cool. Yeah. As far as I knew, like
cool
I told
white
you,
boys. Yeah.
like I told you, like whenever I graduated, like I felt pretty lonely because all the people I knew graduated like a long time ago.
Right.
And I feel pretty lucky to have a good experience with school. It might not, it's not everybody's story, I think. I do have one time though, this guy, we were talking and I thought we were having a good time, we were just like learning about
protons.
Right. and then he's like, so where are you from? It's like, what? Like, what you mean?
He's like, I'm Texas, motherfucker.
Yeah. He's like, no, for real. Like,
no. We all know.
But anyways, I understand like why that quote means that to you. But it's because for me, every time they used it because they're like, you need like a white girl con papeles, like good, quote unquote good family.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I would say it to you as a joke because I'd be like, hey, wait, pues pa que agarres papeles, güey. But some people mean it like, no, for real, bro. Like, we need you, bro. Like, like they're being for real, like, oh shit, bro, chill. But yeah, it depends on the context, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's
and so definitely don't hang out with those people that are, because he says he's being indigenous Mexican.
It doesn't bother me though. I was like, it should, bro. You should fucking knock him out.
Well, I think he means like it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
Like he knows.
You got
like,
thick skin, bro.
Yeah. Because it's also not worth it. Like,
Yeah,
I think if someone's like telling you a bunch of stuff, it's not worth it to engage. And I mean at all. Like,
you just gotta give them one of those.
yeah, or like you just take like a look at it and be like, bro, you're bald. You know, like,
you gotta find his insecurity. Yeah. You probably like got a bad credit score or something. You know, just dig at it. You know, this person says no, but once a guy jokingly went "Hola," and I responded in French, and he freaked out. I think if someone were like, I've always wanted to freak somebody out, you know, and like if someone was to do some like weird shit to me, I'd just be like. Have you seen that? Like the people that go up to people and they're like, "Quiere orar conmigo?" And there's like a señora, and then like le agarra la mano and is like, and he's like, "Oh, no." He's like starts praying to the devil or some shit.
And he's like, "Bueno, venga pa quitárselo." He's like,
"El
nombre del Padre
he just reverses it. Yeah, I feel like I'd have to freak him out like that. I have to look like Will on Stranger Things. I'd be like,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But I've because I said like because of the way I look, people think I don't know Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I go to like I think one time I went to a restaurant to just buy like unos tacos or something.
Yeah.
Right. I was buying food, and I was like, first of all, she responded. She talked to me in English, so I responded in English, right? And I'm like, yeah, can I get like this and that? And they're like, oh, que eso, yo soy el otro. And then she started talking Spanish with her coworker, right? And she's like, que esto, esto, esto. And I'm like, and I told her like, no, de ragas. And she just looked at me like, she's like, avíseme que sabe español. Like,
you see me struggling, yeah.
And I was, también, like, you're the one that fucking, what's the word? When they assume like you're something, what's the word?
Assume? When they assume you're something?
No way, like it's a word like you're the one that thought I was white, you know?
Prejudice?
Anyway, I was like, you're the one that thought I was white.
Yeah.
You talk to me in English.
Oh, you're racist. I don't know. No, every time I go somewhere too, like they talk to me in Spanish right away. Do I look that Mexican? Do I look Mexican? I don't
you
see
look like
either.
John Smith, bro. Like from Pocahontas.
No, I don't. He has blonde hair. What the fuck? No, it happens all the time. One time I went to Burger King. They're like, "Quedamos joven." And I'm like, "Hala, video."
You're like, I like the joven part, but
yeah, right. Oh, sí, ya me han dicho don, güey. I'm like, ¿qué quiere don? I'm like, whatever. This person says, got told the typical go back to your country. Well, you just got to tell them to go back to their country because I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, every white person's European, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, you know. So was Christopher Columbus, you know.
They're
all
Caucasian,
these people,
bro.
Yeah, they're all Caucasian from the island, the mountains of Caucasus. You know, like tell them to go back to their fucking country. Like, there's not much you can say more to. Like, that's my thing too. Like, I'm not gonna say anything to anybody unless they start fucking with like my family. Like, I've had fantasies, bro. I was like, si le dicen algo a mi mamá, güey. No. They said something to my mom, my dad. Ya valiste madre, güey. Where she's like, fuck you. Start taking out fucking history lesson from McGraw Hill. You know, I'll try to outsmart him. ¿Quién?
Shut up, bro.
There you go. Then this next one. No, but I have felt. What I have felt is the feeling of being in a monkey dance situation. I've had that before too.
Oh, maybe like those white gigs.
Yeah. Where they're just like, yeah, do this. Or, you know, like it's kind of like you said, like they want us to explain like the whole lore of what we're wearing, and they're like, all right, well, I don't know, give us a little dance or something. I'm like, bitch, you dance. What the fuck? I'm like, that's not what we do. I was like, what the hell? You know? It's just that they look at you like a prop almost. Like they're like, oh wow, you're dressed up. Like, wow, do something. It's like, they want us to kind of guitar and just start like doing fucking cascabel solo, you know? And it's
do
like
a flip.
do a flip, exactly. It's just it doesn't work like that. Like you gotta pay me first, you know, first of all.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were to give me like $30, I'd be like, oh yeah, I've done that before. I remember, and it's funny too because like the earliest memories, I remember like gigging before like with money, like in that first. I don't remember if you were there, but like we used to not get paid much, right? We used to make like papitas, you know. I remember one time we all went to Whataburger, and we went there and we were dressed up. You know, this is back in the time where everybody was like, oh wow, you know, like wearing a traje and shit. And we went in there. We were gonna eat or whatever, and the manager came out for the Whataburger, and he's like, "Hey, like, can you guys like play us something?" And we're all like, "Nah." It's like, "No, but we'll pay for your food." I was like, cualquier, you know. And I remember like we went, and we got our instruments, and we played like 2 or 3 songs or whatever, and then we got our food paid for. And obviously, like for a kid, like you're like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I'll do that, you know. Like
I'll do this every day.
exactly like because like for me those back then a freaking meal from Whataburger was probably like $8. So I was like, for me those $8 were like it's una riqueza, way, you know,
Yeah.
like so it's like fuck yeah, you know, like and I just got this for free, you know. They probably even gave us a cookie or something, you know. They were just nice, you know. And as a kid, like that's a fucking badass situation, you know. Like
Yeah.
that's something that
It's a
you
great experience.
exactly. So there I would happily dance. It's like dance boogie dance. I'm like, bet. Give us that, you know, give
Yeah.
us that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that in that situation, I'm like, yeah, I mean, but it's more like it's kind of like you said, like especially with now with today and a lot of people's rhetoric, and I mean, just look at a freaking comment section for like where half of the comments are like in support and then half are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So when you look at those in support, you realize that there are people out there with this kind of mentality that just is
Yeah.
such a fucking letdown, man. You read comments like, and then I'm just like the kind of person who reads those comments and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like
Yeah.
fucking dumbass people, fucking idiots. But like there's people out there like my wife that will cry at that stuff. And I'm like, no les pongas atención. Like they're fucking
Yeah.
stupid. Like those people are sad on their own. Like they have something they have to fucking deal with. Like don't let them affect how you feel about shit, you know, like but there's empathetic people like that will like, you know, be moved by that in the wrong way. And they're like, fuck, man, that's so fucked up. And I'm like, yeah. But to be honest, they're stupid. So, you know, like there's nothing you can do with stupid people. You know?
Yeah.
So because you probably aren't gonna be if they have seen everything that has gone on and are still in support of dividing with people like us, you know, people that are que nomás vienen a chambear and stuff, and you're not gonna be the one to convince them. They
Yeah.
have to convince themselves at some point. You know, it's not your job anymore. They're too far gone. That's something that they need to deal with on their own.
Yeah. I think when you see who they're depicting that's been targeted versus who they're actually getting, you know, I think that kind of tells you everything. Like when you see like someone that's like doing their job, que están trabajando en una casa, güey, they're like literally just walking, you know,
Yeah.
and then you see them arrested because they look suspicious. Because
Mhm.
that's the
Yeah.
whole allegation. It's like,
I mean, for
Yeah.
me, it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, every reasoning that they say they don't want us here and they
Yeah.
don't want our culture, they don't want this and that. Taxes are still high, insurance is still high. We got better gas. Apparently, the gas is down, but nothing about their life has gone better because of what's going on.
yeah,
Deportations haven't done shit. So the way I look at it is like, how is your life better, other than the fact that everybody fucking hates each other?
yeah,
You know. But again, like we're just little charros trying to get as much work as possible. The month of January again is like slow. Could that be a result of people not wanting to work, not wanting to celebrate? You know, because that's the other thing too. Like you invite people to these celebrations. Some of them may not want to travel because of this reason. May not want to go to a celebration because they have to drive there. What's gonna happen on the drive? They get pulled over, and the next thing you know, they're gone. Like taken to a place that they don't know, taken to a fucking country they've never fucking lived in. Like makes no sense.
yeah,
You know, so will it affect us as mariachis? Of course it will. It probably already is in ways that we probably can't see 100%. Um, pero como músicos that rely on people's celebrations and good times in order to get hired, again, like it's kind of like it's disappointing that it's happening. One, because pues, our chamba goes down, but it's a little menos way. Like it's the fact that people don't want to hire us because there's nothing to celebrate.
and you know what? Fuck, you can cut this out if you want, but like, if you're a charro, bro, that supports what's going on, like, you have no respect for me, bro. Like, honestly, if you can work with like, what is it, the charro next to you, bro, has like a certain situation where they might be undocumented or like that they literally tell you like, I just came here to work, like that they tell you like, when I get paid the next day I'm gonna send money to my family, and you think it's okay if he gets taken, bro? Like you have like no respect for me, and like I don't think it's like why are you a charro way? You know,
No,
like
I'm not cutting that out. What the fuck? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I've said this before, but there's no way for you to profit. I don't see how you could live with yourself and profit off of Mexican culture, Mexican people, Mexican celebrations, Mexican heritage, and then completely go against it in your worldviews. Does not make sense to me. You like the money aspect of it, then great, congratulations. But it just does not make sense to me. Because I can't play next to somebody that I don't want to be here.
yeah.
I couldn't stomach it, bro. If you truly hated the people that were here, I'm playing with you, bro. I'm like, what are you doing here, bro?
Yeah.
You know, like I can't have that.
Especially if your excuse is like, no, they're getting criminals. I'm like, is Don so and so like criminal?
Yeah.
You know, like is the people you're working with criminals? Like you're in the hot zone according to a lot of people, and like, are you being? Do you get mugged? Do you have some type? Do you get shot or something?
And and that's the thing, man. There's no convincing them, and that's why there's nothing that I can say to you guys in order to make you understand. And if you want to unfriend me or whatever, that's fine. But I mean, I'm telling you how it is, man. Like it makes no sense. How are you profiting off of Mexican culture, Mexican heritage, and not want us here? Or at the very least, be okay with what's going on. You can't. I couldn't. Could never be me. Can't relate. But get the boys here. So to leave this topic, with some final remarks. As a mariachi, I think the biggest thing is you have to be able to be happy about what you're doing, whether it's mariachi. If you are Mexican and you are proud of it, you can never let that down because that's all we have, to be honest. Like I told you before, we haven't had the privilege of being in the United States, like our families, like for generations. You are the first generation. So what does that mean? That means that you are barely getting started with your life here. So if that means repping where you come from, even if you're an Osabo, like rep that you are what you are. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Play good music, be a good musician, and rep hard because really that's all we have. And if you're not repping, you need an identity check, to be honest. Because I would never let anybody knock down my raza because that's what I represent. That's what I am. That's what my family is. So I would never go against it because that's my shit, you know? But at the same time, you can do whatever you want. But I will tell you, people already might look down on you because of what you look like, how you act or whatever. But at the same time, we're just musicians. We just want to make sure that our culture, our heritage is out there. So do it. And if you don't, pues, es tu pedo, güey. Te puedo decir.
Échenle ganas.
Yeah.
Póngase trucha. I feel like I don't look serious enough because I've been like I'm not
Just
you guys
bite
are,
it.
I'm not you guys are fucked up. Like,
really good, bro. Anyway, let's get into Charro Chat real quick, and then we'll let you guys. This is a funny podcast. You're supposed to laugh.
we're explicit, actually.
We're explicit, yeah. Actually, that's why it has an E. Actually, E for explicit.
E for sexual.
This person says, "Is there any technique or song that you haven't been able to get down even after practicing?" Wait, I feel so stupid, bro. Every time because I don't know which one is it. Oh, you know how we play media vuelta and fucking B flat or whatever. Yeah. It sucks because I always ask you what the chord is, but it's because I forget, bro. It's because we don't play that often. So like whenever we do, and we just recently like put it in B flat, so I'm like, shit. So I always forget the diminished chord, like se me va, güey. So I'm like, fuck.
It's been 2 years, bro.
I know.
Because you said recently, I'm like...
Recently, like I said. But it's like, es que se te va, güey. Es que... And it's because that's the thing, too. I don't practice. So the only time I play it is like at the chamba. So se me va, you know? But what technique do I use? I mean, to be honest... Just honestly, just practice. I can't tell you anything else. I'm gonna tell you what the kids just practice it. You have to practice it.
Well, it's asking you. Even after practicing, you can't get it down.
Well, then I guess I'm gonna get it wrong every time, bro. That's what's been happening. I get it wrong, and then I ask you right after. I'm like, "¿Cuál es?" And you're like, "Esta," and I'm like, "All right." And then we play it right after, and it's like todavía lo mismo. It's because there's just certain things that my body's just like, nah, no te la sabes. And that's one of them for some reason. That one, and every once in a while, Contigo Aprendí. It's just like certain songs that I'm just like, fuck, what was it?
It's just like memory stuff.
Yeah, it's memorized. It's memorization. Yeah. Do you have anything like? Que se te va?
So in harp, there are different types of tremolos,
Mm-hmm.
right? I always knew this one that's como arpegiado really fast. That's like tremolo ranchero, right? Because it's the one that you hear in most rancheras.
Yeah.
And it's not that I haven't even practiced it too much, but it's el Michoacano. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's the one that's like fucking. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
That one sounds pretty cool.
It sounds cool.
And I want to try it, but like, cause recently I forgot his name. But I've been seeing this harp player that he plays like un conjunto de arpa grande.
Oh, nice.
And he plays all those like rancheras, right? And he just like
Chingón.
pam 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 pam. Se ve todo el arpa, güey, que se está sangoloteando. And I want to try it, but I feel like it's hard. I don't know why. Cause
Practica, güey.
I don't know, like I feel like maybe it's a variation of like they wanted to do this, but they were like, fuck it, just like because it sounds cool. I'll show you this guy. He sounds really clean.
All right.
That's it.
Have you ever protested in mariachi? I think one cool thing that with mariachi. That's what I said. Have you ever protested with mariachi? There's not a whole lot of organization and protests like with mariachis here. I know in California they I saw people like doing over there. You got to keep in mind too, like we said before, it's a freaking red state, man. Like it's hard, man, living in a city where like that votes red and all these towns that vote red. It's like I said, like you go out and it's like you got eyes on you, and sometimes it's like for like, oh wow, and then someone's like, what are you doing here? You know, so it's just different, right?
I will say that I do think that Texas is. Have you heard like Texas is like on the inside? It's like a closeted blue state.
It kind of yeah, but they would never let it turn blue, kind of thing. Yeah,
because I've the beginning of the episode I've talked about like my fear for encountering these situations, right? And I've never had one really. Like I think most of my interactions are pretty like it's people that are happy to see us, you know, and ¿por qué voy a decir esto? Oh, because I think it would be kind of cool to do like a type of like protest like the charros way. Yeah. Pero at the same time, being in the right state with where people in control are people with our opposite views.
I was gonna say like, los charros themselves.
The charros themselves, yeah. No. But I'm saying like including myself, I charros that are scared.
Oh yeah.
Because like there's that fear of like maybe you're not gonna come back to your house, and that's why I understand why a lot of charros here are not as like everything here. If you hear like the charro talks, is like no, pues hay que tener cuidado, you know. Like,
yeah. And y cuántas veces nos han dicho like hey agarraron al whatever o no viste que lo agarraron en una gasolinera y quién sabe qué, and we're just like damn bro. And they haven't been people I know personally, but I know you and like the Mike have said like people that you knew, and you're like oh shit, and that's how you know it's because it hits close to home. You're like oh shit bro, like he lives in Dallas or whatever, like es un charro that I used to work with or whatever. But yeah, I mean it's because it's getting real, man. Like and especially how they're getting picked up, man. Like random like locations or whatever, or on the way to a chamba. Like it could happen when you like your tire goes flat and a cop shows up to help you, and then it's like, wait a minute, you know, and it's you know it blows up. And it's right, you're right. Like it's maybe people like that can't protest because of that reason. Is that fear still exists no matter what. Yeah. Even more so now. Like I feel like the fear's always there, right? But like ahorita pues todo que es tan delicado, it's like it's very hard.
Yeah. So as cool as it will be to do something like that. Yeah. You have to understand that a lot of them do have to look out for themselves first.
Right.
But maybe in the future, algo se puede hacer.
Yeah. This person says, why is nepotism so accepted in our line of work? Does that not alienate the first generation players?
Oh, that's because it's not. That's because it's not a corporate. You know, like in like corporations, you have like. Well, I would be guessing like you would have some type of like law, right? Isn't there something against nepotism?
Oh, well, what I was gonna say is the opposite. It's like nepotism exists everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's it's not like just a charro thing. It's just no matter what, bro. I've said this before too to kids. It's like, dude, it's not just nepotism, but it's like you gotta know people, man. Like if you want to get hired anywhere, whether it's music, manager, painter, it doesn't matter. Like if you know the guy that's painting, he's gonna get you in. Like doesn't you could be picking up a paintbrush for the first time, but if you know that guy, he's like knows you're trustworthy. I'm gonna knows, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not that it doesn't exist. Like just in mariachi world, like the nepotism, like si tienen un hijo, lo van a poner allí, you know. But it's not, which I don't really blame. It's like you got a kid, puede tocar, put him in there. Fuck it. I mean, you know, that's what I would do as a parent. But at the same time, it's like that means that you yourself, then you got to make yourself stand out because in the job world, that's what it is. How are you gonna go against daddy's kid? Well, be better at him in Microsoft Excel or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever it says on your resume. Like, it's the only way that you can get like really a spot, guaranteed spot.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's shit that you have to deal with, like nepotism, who you know or whatever, connections, networking. But it's like it's up to you to jump off the page a little bit.
I think never mind. I was gonna say names, but I'm just gonna shut up. It's you just kind of have to work with it. Yeah. It's gonna happen because. Like as Sammy said, we had a kid, he would do nepotism.
Nepotism.
Nepotism. Nemo.
This person says, why do mariachi guitar players look down on / humiliate sierreño guitar players? Well, I don't know. I mean, I've never heard that specifically, but I look at those little cuz like, hey man, as long as they're learning chords and they play like melodies, like no pedo. I mean, I like them. You know, like, I think if anything, like. Este way might just be looking down on him because he can't do it, you know? So he's like, esa mamada kid. But it's like everybody has a different take on guitar and music anyway. It's like a blues player is going to look at a mariachi and be like, what the fuck are you doing to that guitar? You know, it's like, because they don't strum it like that. We're like literally scratching up our guitars. Like someone's going to look down at you, you know? So that's why I don't talk shit about nothing because I'm like, wait, te van a mirar a ti like in the same way that you look at somebody else. Like, so I'm like, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
A lot of things would be a lot easier if everybody just shut the fuck up. Honestly, yeah.
Not this podcast though. I think it's just also like it's a big like toxicity problem like in music.
Yeah.
I think I know I've heard some things like at UNT because you know UNT has a great music program, and the way that some of them talk about like the like the music style next door. You know, where there's just kind of like it's because it's not what I play, so it's gotta be wrong. You know,
dumbass.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily like one on the other. It's just people that maybe, like you said, they're insecure about their playing, and they're like, I could play that, I just don't want to. You know?
So I could do that if I want to. Ding 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 ding.
But it's not, I don't think it's guitar players on Sierraño. I think it's just idiots like hating, you know.
Haters. The haters gonna hate.
Yeah,
that's the best I can tell you. The worst gig, funniest gig / weirdest gig. You gotta pick one, bro. And I'm pretty sure we already talked about these, so I'm gonna skip you. I'm sorry. This is we've talked about worst gigs, funniest gig, and weirdest gig.
Sorry, bro.
Where do you get your finger picks? I get mine every time I go to San Antonio. I try to make a trip to Mariachi Connection. It's just because I like those. I've liked those for the last couple years. So I buy them in bulk, and then I just try to keep them forever. And if I lose them, I'm like, fuck, I got to go back to San Antonio. So, yeah. Sammy, do you enjoy playing guitarrón with long nails? No, it sucks. But I have to, for the Lord. I play in a coro, and I just play. No tengo de otra.
For the Lord?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, for the Lord. What the fuck?
No, for the Lord. No, it's because at church, like, I don't know how to play bass. So I was like, pues toco guitarrón la misma mamada, güey.
His was just like...
Yeah. What are you doing? Nothing, just hanging around. What is your answer when a passerby sees you in a traje and asks, are you in a mariachi? Pues sí, güey.
Le digo que no.
Le digo que no, it's Halloween in March. As Prince says, what are you doing for 200 episodes? I don't know, give up maybe? Maybe, I don't know.
Wait, what episode is this? We didn't say
172.
Yeah. Todavía faltan.
Yeah. Thoughts on flutes and mariachi. They're cool.
Trátelos.
Tráetelos, ya. Si se sabe el corrido de los Pérez, güey, tráetelos de vale madre, güey. Well, new merch ever dropped? No, because y'all didn't buy the first one. So sorry, it's gone forever. And last thing, if you were able to go back in time, what would you say to your younger self? I think that was a topic.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Where did that?
What would I tell him now? Off the top of my head, I would tell him, I know you said that in your 30s your beard would come in. It's not gonna happen. So I have something coming in, but it's just annoying. Now, like every day, bro, it comes back out and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? It's annoying as shit, dude, because I shave it and it just comes back and it feels like sandpaper and it doesn't even look like a full beard. So that's what I would tell my future self. It's not gonna happen in your 30s, bro. Maybe your 40s. I don't know.
Ponte minoxidil.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
No, don't do it.
No?
No.
¿Por qué?
Because it's like extremely toxic to cats.
Oh wow. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Because I thought about it.
I'm like, I saw you and I was like, no.
You? Something quick off the top of your head?
Graduate faster. No te pases de verga. You're 30.
Yeah,
no, I'm 28.
You're gonna turn.
Casi el hocico.
You're gonna turn 29, right?
You're old. What are you, the age police? You're old.
Yeah, I know, but you're getting there, bro. Fuck yeah,
bro. You say that without your knees crunching.
Mine don't crunch actually; they just don't move. I stretched at the gym today.
For real?
Yeah, because it feels good.
You're like,
no, like that's one thing that I remember when I would first go to the gym, like when I first started, and like the guides and shit, the guides that I would do, like they would say like, you know, stretch, like do this stretch or whatever. Like, ¿para qué quieres esa mamada, güey? But now, like, that I'm older, like, I have less mobility, and I'm like, fuck, I should probably stretch, huh? So, like, and it was funny, too, because I went to the mats where, like, there was another guy there, like, older than me, I think, hopefully. But he was doing stretches, too. I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, we both
can
know.
you stretch me out?
He's just like,
yeah,
he just grabbed my leg.
He gets scared, he's like,
yeah,
oh, shit.
Put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're getting old, man. But yeah, I think that is good. I think that's good for episode 172.
172.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for coming out to episode 172. I know that we had been gone the last couple of weeks, and appreciate you coming back. It's a new semester, so I'm gonna hopefully be consistent. I know I'm gonna be out like for some stuff like. I don't remember which day. No, but I'll let you know if we're going to be missing an episode or whatever. But just kind of keep it locked here, and hopefully you guys keep listening. Yeah. You got anything? You finally finished it. But
yeah. You didn't hear the crunch?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys be safe. Cuídense, apóyense, coman vegetales, verduras, carne. And no se dejen. All right? You guys be safe.
Exactly.
Share this with your mom and dad. Send this to your brother.
Yes.
They will like it.
Bet. All right, guys. Take it easy. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Hopefully it's no me cacha.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. My bad. Well, yeah, but the stretching feels good. But, oh, what the?